Hello and welcome to another Which add-on video. Today I wanted to share with you a new feature that Dear Inventory has that maybe not everybody has seen yet, and this is a chat feature or an in-app messaging feature which Dear users can use inside a business. So the first thing you need to know is that you can go to settings and general settings if you're already a Dear user. And under the general settings, just at the top of the general settings, so the first box near where it says organizations, it's got organization. As we come down there just before the financial settings, there's one here that says enable chat, and you can turn it on or off. So at the moment it's enabled. Of course, if it's disabled for you, you'll see a blue disabled button. Now, what does that mean? Once you've enabled it, you hit save. And what does that actually mean? What does the chat do? So the chat inside Dear is a little messages up the top here. So when you enable the chat, you get this two little chat bubbles. Once you select that chat box, it is actually going to give you a list of users that are inside your Dear file that you can message those users. And you can also set up chat rooms or groups so that you can chat to people about things during the day. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, why would people need to be able to message each other when they're using Dear already? But I thought there's a couple of key areas that I want to give you some ideas on. So first thing is I'm logged in under one email and I have myself logged in as another email. So we could have two users. So of course, if you have a number of users in here, you will see that. So here I have just myself as I'm logged in under one email, and I'm also logged in under another email, Jerry@whichaddon. Okay, so when we texted each other from the different apps, I could actually text back to this person now and say, how are you? Okay, so the full chat pops up here just like you would be normally used to. One's come from this login and the other one's come from the other login. Okay, so if you've chatted with someone, that's going to show up the history that you've had here. And this is just a conversation between you and the other Dear user that you're talking about. Then next, I've created some rooms. So I created some rooms by hitting plus group. And then once you hit the group here, you can come up the top and edit the group. So of what you're going to call it. So I'm just going to call it demo group because I can, and that shows you that's how easy it is to create a new group. And if you are the creator of that group, you can also click one user's in the group, because right now it's just me, and I can add another user. So I can select add user and I can add the other user that's under my name. So if I add a chat into this group, it's going to notify, of course, well, I already know because I just wrote it, but it's going to notify all of the other users that are in there. So that's a really great little feature. Now, of course, I've got some ideas here for you. You've got the hello room, which you could use that as like just a good morning, I'm in the office, or I'm going to lunch, or whatever that might be, so that other Dear users can see that. Then I've got one here as an example that is mission perfect stock. Now, one of the things we know that we would get up from our desk in a warehouse and go and ask someone about, or go and check the shelf, or email someone, or text someone, or call someone, if you're in the office and you have a warehouse where your stock is elsewhere. Of course, if you're using Dear Inventory, I hope that your stock is perfect, because you've got an inventory system and it can be perfect. But of course, there's going to always be some times where you might look at it and go, look, Dear's telling me I've got 10 of those. Do I actually have 10 of those? And that's when you can have some users in this group that are, of course, down in the warehouse, or other people that might know that instead of texting them or calling them or emailing them and then having that part of the email trail that happens, you can actually put them inside a chat box here. Okay, so that's an example. I've also got another one, urgent requests and customer care. So a customer service request, warranty request, questions about a product, urgent orders that need to go out. Can we make this by this time? They're the types of things we could put in that chat room. Of course, you can just be talking directly to the user, but you might want to be able to have a group here, and here's some ideas. The other one is also warehouse pick and pack. I'm seeing more and more people, when they're first starting to use Dear or an inventory management system, they don't want to use all of the electronic features that are available to them. They don't want the staff in the warehouse actually straight away working on the iPads or working straight into Dear. So they still, for some time, maybe a few months, 3 to 6 months, still use paper and their old system to be able to work with things in the warehouse. And then as time goes on and they get more comfortable with the system, they then start using the warehouse management system and the electronic forms of being able to put information straight into the inventory management system. So of course, you're still going to have queries about, is this picked yet? When was this sent? and just some details so that you can keep those orders and Dear up to date without having to go back and forth in the warehouse. So that's just some ideas for you of how to use Dear's chat. Now that's as simple as it is. It's nice and simple. It's not too complicated. Now, how do you know when you get a chat? When you get a chat, it pops up the top here, and these details, little boxes, go from white to red with a little number of how many notifications that you have. So let me just quickly log off and jump into my other user before I leave you. And that is here. All right, so now I'm logged in as the other user, and see up here, I've got a little 1 next to that chat box up the top there. That means that I have a message. If I click on that, I can see where Jerry has wrote to me, and she said, "How are you?" All right, so that is it. That is the Dear's new in-app messaging. Love to know your thoughts on how it all works and what else you might be using it for. If you're not using it yet, give it a go. It's there, ready to enable whenever you're ready.